Hey guys, welcome back to another video. We're going to be continuing to take a look at a scenario where civilization started over. We are now on episode 92 of the series. We are eight episodes away from the finale of the series. More on that later. But in the last episode, we saw a lot more developments. I kind of forget what happened, but I'm pretty sure a war broke out over here. Which, that's why there's an alliance there. And, I'm pretty sure the fascist bloc is there. Some unions took place, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that's mostly it. Hold on, I might call... Let me try and do something here. Hold on. Hold on. Actually, hold on. Let me get rid of this. Oh, wait. Hold on. Hold on. Let me write this down. Hold on. Hold on. I need to do... Hold on. Hold on. I just had to do that. My status didn't... Oh, sorry. Okay, hold on. Let me just make a note here. Nope. I just want to check box. Alright. So, democracies... Democracies... Sorry. This thing is being annoying. Democracies... Pretty sure there's at least 4. Okay. Republics. Sorry, Nate Hairs. My dog, that's my dog's name. Republics are 3, is 3. The, Unitarians is 6. The fascists is 5. Fascists is 5. And then communists is also 5. Okay. I just need to write that down because I almost forgot. Okay, now let's go here and do some text. We need to make this smaller. Let's get the text size. Font. No, that's the wrong. How about a 6? Oh, wait, that's too small. I can't... You can barely even see this thing. Oh, God. Oh. Okay, what about 12? Okay, now you can see it. We're just gonna put this over here. So, we need to put the macro C's, which is gonna be 4. Just know, I'm gonna label each of these. Republics 3. Eh. You know what? I'm just gonna make a shape. I'm just gonna make shapes to represent the ideology. Actually, let's just write a name. Hold on. So, let's just gonna call them by their alliance name. What they would call their alliance. Sorry about that. But, first off, let's get the fascist bloc. So, we could call this the anti-Unitarian Comintern. Anti-Unitarian how do you spell Comintern? Well, let me ask Google. Not commentary. That's not even what I'm talking about. Oh, Comintern. Is that how you do it? I don't... I guess commute is better. Anti-Unitarian commute. Yeah, that's the fascist bloc. They hate the Unitarians a lot. So, we are gonna get... I forget the... Okay, a square. We'll put a square here. Don't worry. And then the communist bloc will be Socialist the socialist, the socialist accord, I guess. I don't know. So, socialist list. Sorry about that. Sorry about how long this is taking to get this started. It's hard to do this series because this is coming to an end. And we'll label this with a triangle. The Unitarian Alliance is Unitarian World Order. Unitaria World Order. Unitaria World Order. Unitaria World Peace. Yeah, actually, peace is way better than order. Which... Did I just put word? I meant to do... World. Sorry about that. Peace. There we go. And of course, we have to do the star. So yeah, basically, this is just me trying to come up with names for the alliances. It's not very good. And for, South Asia and these two, South Asian Alliance. South Asian Bloc, I guess. South Asian Bloc. And to represent that, we used like a parallelogram. Boom, 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 boom. And for our last one, it's the Antarctic Treaty Organization. Antarctic Organization. Antarctic Organization. And of course, we used, how many sides? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's an octagon. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Now that's better. Well, let's take a look at... Well, now let's get right into this episode now. Now we can. So our first event of this episode is going to be a little bit of some ideological... There'll be some rigging in some elections. Some elections will be taking place with, Kazakhstan. which, as you can see, there is two major political parties, fascism and communism. The fascists are right here, while the communists are right here. So let's look at the ballot. So our communist leader got, that kind of looks like a smiley face, but he got 2.2% of the vote, while the fascists got 40.4%. And there was also a Democratic Party here, which only got one, actually 0.00001%. If you don't know how much that is, might have to look at that. But yeah, of course the fascists won this election, which now they will get rid of the constitution this country used to have, and they will join in on the Square Alliance. They will join in on the anti-unitarian commune. South Asia is kind of scared, but they're not too scared. Well, now there's hold on. And now, with that, the number of fascist countries went up to 6. But now it's uneven. So what's going to happen? Well, elections are coming up in Mauritania, in Morocco, here. And one candidate is actually here. They had no other candidates for some reason. But the communists won, of course. What do you think was going to happen? What do you think was going to happen? The communists just kicked out all the other political parties, or did something that we don't want to talk, that I don't want to say on this channel, but let's just say, he gave his political enemies, put his political enemies to sleep for a lifetime. Let's just say that. But now we can go ahead and update this again. And now put that at 6. And now let's take a look at a war that is going to take place. And it's actually going to take place in this country. I forgot what I called this country. If you can let me know in the comments, let me know. But this country is highly unstable, as you can see. It's very narrow. But, we have no problem with that. But, apparently, the fascists don't like how narrow this is. Or some people don't like how narrow this is, so they just decide. So they're going to decide, this country is deciding it does not like being this narrow, and it's going to declare war on everyone around it. So it declares war on Morocco, whatever I called this country, Africa, Unitaria, Libya, and Sudan, all at once. No, they don't declare war on Sudan. They don't even border Sudan. But they will send forces into Moroccan territory. Well, I think this was Mauritania. I don't know. Wait, is this Mauritania? I can't remember. But these guys send their forces into Morocco, which is an actual war on the communist, the Socialist Accord. But they will also send forces into. Oh wait, they can't even attack them yet either. They can't attack these guys, but you get the point. They're at war with them though, even though they don't directly border them. But these guys are just sending their forces straight in to every country around them. Which, if you don't know this already, which this is not a good thing. But immediately, everything goes south. As they get pushed back immediately by multiple forces. Like, a lot of forces are coming to the aid of these countries. And now, they're being invaded. Morocco is going to send their forces straight into this country, focusing more on gaining more of the northern territories. So they're going to focus their forces up north, kind of aiming to cut the north from the south. As they reach the border of their ally over here, as with their kind of allies, but they're kind of not allies at the same time. But let's just say they're friend. They're like close friend. But Morocco is sending forces up north in the northern areas of this country here, which is actually which the north is not as good as the south, but these borders are gonna look weird. Anyway, this country right here is going to send forces in this most southern areas of this country. They're more focused on taking out the coastal access for this country so they don't receive foreign aid, which I don't think they even are receiving any foreign aid because everyone hates them now. But these guys are already going absolutely berserk right now. Yes, they are aligned with the Unitarians. And they are sending a bulk of forces over here. As they manage to take a whole lot of territory. Right up to this area right here. They will also divert some forces up north in this northern area, as they will help out Morocco in getting closer to the capital of this country. It is clear that these guys should not have done this. As now Libya starts their invasion. They won't get that much land because they barely even border this country. But they are sending forces over here. Morocco is gonna gonna put some forces over here to completely occupy this area. as they are pushing more up to this capital region, as they will encircle some troops over here, not letting them escape, and they will kind of make an encirclement of the capital city, which is now under siege on all sides. Eventually, this encirclement will get smaller and smaller and smaller until there's just a tiny pocket left. And slowly but surely, every single person in this area will starve to death. And now, on to this. Morocco is slowly but surely advancing towards the capital region, which they are right outside the gates now. And now, this country is also focused over here, as they are also outside the gates. And Libya is going to send their forces over here. And eventually, the city will be captured by Moroccan forces. Let's take a look at this peace deal. In which this country will be kind of crippled and might just sink into the ocean. I don't know. But they might just fall into anarchy after this war. So let's see what Morocco is going to get. Because they contributed a lot. As you can see, I'm filling in this coast right here. And their border will go now up to here. As they annex this whole territory right here. They will annex all of this, which will include these provinces. These aren't the actual provinces, this is just me trying to show what it would look like if I was drawing the provinces in real time. But once episode 100 comes out, I will draw the provinces at the end. I'll pause the whole video because that's going to take a while. I'll pause the live stream. Yes, it'll be a live stream, of course. But it won't look exactly like this. It's just a rough draft of what it would kind of look like, but not entirely. As for this country, which I still forgot the name I gave it, we'll be annexing the rest of this area. As well as a bit more territory over here, kind of getting dangerously close to the capital province, but not too close. They're also gonna get this area. And the provinces will roughly look roughly something like this. Over here in the south, over here, it roughly looks like this. Don't judge the provinces here. They aren't exactly what they're going to look like. But just one tiny province will be granted to Libya. Of course, that's what's going to happen, but anyway, let's just get started. Let's just fill this in real quick. I'm just going along right here, just so it's a little faster. That way I can fill it in a lot quicker. But yeah, this series has been really fun, by the way. And yeah, there's this country. And now Morocco. The Moroccan country. And now that's over, this country is just gonna fall into complete anarchy. As multiple groups begin to, multiple areas start to break away into complete, total territorial collapse. And with that, there's one last area remaining, which will be this color. And thus, that will conclude that part of the video. Now, let's see what's gonna happen with, let's actually discuss South Asia real quick. South Asia is expanding. Not their territory, but population-wise. Now, they roughly had around 4 million people before, and after some time, it got around to about 500 million. But now it's over 3.5 billion people now. That's a lot of people. They are the most populous country in the world at this point. Well, just look at them. But that's gonna do it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in episode 93. Goodbye.